I'm Jody.
I'm James, and this is Fugly, our Mercedes Sprinter 4x4 van that I've just spent 6 months converting, and we're off on a test run to see whether it does what we want it to do.
How many kilometres of this, James? Wow, very exciting. Mulca ruins. Mulca ruins with a storm to the north.
Yep.
Finches.
It's actually a really unusual feeling. It's actually different.
Very different.
Nice.
Always
different.
And this was.
Getting down the Birdsville track, it's been a really interesting drive. Fugly's filthy, looks like a outback bush machine now for sure. We've had really weird weather and it's actually been able to get some really nice photos.
Storms coming, the wind blowing, the dust and the dirt. Looks cool.
This actually reminds me of the old story, the book, The Incredible Journey. The dogs walking across the country. I don't know where they're from or where they're going, but they're going.
Another wielding crew of looking at us like, ah! Well, that one is anyway. The others are pretty calm about it all. Murray Grey there, Santa's, bit of Hereford.
Mass confusion going here.
Yep.
Well, if ever we wanted to know how this compared to the Bundertop rooftop tent on the Mazda. Yeah, here's a good example. The weather is not good.
Got a super storm coming.
We've got storms coming, lightning, rain,
and
wind.
there's guys up there in their swag.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them up there, lying in the
ground.
ground on their swags up there.
Right, lucky them.
Yeah, so we're feeling a bit smug. Although, if it keeps raining all night,
we may get bogged.
we may need them to tow us out. We'll see.
So we're just having our, Mum just made a cup of coffee, and we've got our pies and Dauphin Noir again tonight.
Yeah, we've had the travel oven going, so
Travel oven, the Big Bertha, going. So dinner was ready when we got here. So it's you know, well thought out, James. You've done a good job with this.
keep flattering me.
And your ears, big ears.
Okay, this is our other little thing.
Other
Invention,
necessity,
which is a bit desperate, but it works. So when it's lousy like this and we don't want to be outside and we want a table, our picnic table collapsible thing that we've had for years, I've made it so it can actually sit in here, and then it's quite high, but we sit on the
benches.
On the kitchen benches.
It's a bit unorthodox.
And it does the job, and we don't have to have another table or anything like that. You know, I had to make these extendable legs up, and then the other end of it, the legs just sit into that cross piece of timber there. So there you go. Well, we're here at Clayton Homestead camping area. It was an interesting night. I said we might need to get towed out if it continues raining all night. Well, it probably rained for half the night, and I was awake debating whether or not I have to move the car, which I didn't really want to do in the rain. Well, you know, and I couldn't see, it wasn't familiar, so I decided in the end to leave it and see how we go this morning. But actually the ground looks alright, I think it'll be fine, but I was a bit worried. We've got a bit of an uphill run down from where we've camped away from. There's a big group up near the toilets there. As it turned out, they're pretty good, but when we arrived, I thought, oh, they're going to be really noisy. I think there's about 7 or 8 cars, and yeah, they were playing football, and yeah, so we came down here, which is really pretty, and a nice little fireplace and everything that we obviously never got to use. Anyway, it's a really foggy morning. We'll see what today brings.
Here we are at something or other station in South Australia. 3/4, nearly the end of the Birdsville Track. You can see fog and whatnot's come in overnight. Had rain, mud fell off. Now we just got to reverse the back. And we're going to head up for our hot shower. Quite sandy actually. I'm a bit worried about it, but I think it'll be fine. Get that big stick, James. No worries. She goes trundling along. Oh. My chariot awaits. Yes, it's very, very unusual weather. A bit different to yesterday, for heaven's sake.
Cold morning, misty morning, and a hot spa bath.
It's not quite the one in Japan.
Oh, it's close enough. It might be a bit more stinky and have a few more bugs in it, but it's pretty bloody good this morning. Clayton Hills camp spot. Not Clayton Hills, just Clayton, I think. Anyway, lovely spot to spend the night, even if the weather's been terrible. Oh yeah. Caravan.
Oh, they're all the ones that passed.
Are they arriving here just now? Anyway.
Well, we'll stay
I'll tell you what, it's hard to get privacy in the desert to have our own private spa. We've just had to wait for about 180 people to leave, and now there's some more pulled up.
This is Lucky Desert, for God's sake.
Yep.
Like Queen Street. Morning.
Well, I've already done a bit of an intro from outside, but anyway, it's bloody nice in here.
It's rather lovely actually. It's warm, misty. You can see the mist behind us. Yeah, very unusual thing to be doing.
Yeah, it's quite good. There's bore water showers, this thing.
Good showers, yeah.
It's got its own unique charm, that's for sure. We probably should have hit the road by now, but when in Rome, we're here, we're going to do it. Okay, well, we're in Maree. It's not the nicest of days. I came through Maree, I don't know, more than 40 years ago. The only other time I've been here, and I didn't think a whole lot of it back then, so it would be unkind of me to say that my opinion hasn't changed, so I won't say it. But I do like their trains. It's something about old faded sign writing that I really like. And it's interesting, you get around here and you see these old painted signs and they're faded, but they're still there. The plastic stick-on ones are all peeled off in the sun and they look like they're not very old at all.
Port Maree. Sunny, cloudy, partly cloudy. Low of 11, top of 22. Today, looking pretty miserable out there actually. Wednesday, 80% chance of rain, and then fine and sunny for the rest of the week. Well, we won't be hanging around here.
No, certainly not.
In Whyalla, but we're not going down that far now. What's another town we need along the way?
Let's just say Mildura, just for curiosity.
Mildura is rain.
Excellent.
Rain today, rainy conditions from 12 till 4 with partly cloudy conditions expected at 6, so that's today. Sunny, cloudy tomorrow, and then more rain on Wednesday and sunny for the rest of the week.
It's too much information for me to take in while I'm videoing. Well, I think I'm collecting half the road and bringing it back with me. Certainly pretty grubby.
Nearly lunchtime, and we're on the road to Lee Creek, fuel up, heading down south east. Going to heading towards Renmark, Mildura, at the next bit in the next few days. Come across this quite interesting monument, Stone Man, I would call him. And it's actually a memorial to John McDowell Stewart. It says here, nature was revealed, South Australia annexed the Northern Territory, the Overland Telegraph Line, linking Adelaide to the world, was constructed along this route, and the original Ghan railway line to Alice Springs subsequently followed a similar route. So he did a pretty good job. He deserves a monument. Oh, a bit of cross country here to go into the Farina historic underground bakery for some fresh bread.
Very wet.
Yeah, it's a bit better here. This is alright. Yeah, very wet. Very wet.
Right.
Yeah. Farina, established 1878. Underground bakery, apparently. So, what we'll do, hot bread, James.
Feel like the fresh
Oh, look,
bread.
they're restoring that building. He's up on his scaffolding. Cool.
Peak hour at Farina at the bakery. Had a nice pie. The road ends are very muddy.
Oh, it smells good.
This is the underground bakery.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, it's warm in there.
It is.
You can go down, folks, and I can tell you a story.
Righto.
Yeah. Oh, God. Beautiful. Okay.
So Jodie's navigating us around the ruins of Farina.
Sadly, I think this is the post office. Oh, look, I was right. Yes. On that breeding, as we women are wont to do.
Yeah,
Significant family in Farina.
found the post office. Some of the old water tanks from the Ghan down there. There is a Ghan train down there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Post office with its
Yeah.
two chimneys.
Somewhere over here is the remains of the Grand Continental Hotel, apparently. Anyway, the pie was good in the bakery. I'm hoping the bread's good. Actually, the volunteers here from the whatever they are, some sort of historical society, they're obviously very motivated and do a great job.
Emus, 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 where are they? Oh, God, I don't know. I don't know whether I'm filming them or not. Alright, trying a bush river crossing in, near Flinders Ranges, a bit north of Flinders Ranges. Not sure whether this will take us anywhere. Oh, no, you're not going through there, James.
Up here.
Oh, okay. Sure? No, you won't go up there. No. No, I don't think it's a no-go zone, James. I mean, this might have been before the rain and everything that they were coming through here. Beautiful gums there.
Yeah, I reckon if you came up there.
Oh yeah, you might go up through there. Yeah, you might too, actually. Yes. So James is going to try this rather steep. No. I think its nose is wedged, James. Try more of an angle, I think. Hey! Made it. Okay. It's okay. Fugly descending the steep little pinch. She got up. Okay, Operation Retrieval. The digging continues.
We're testing it. We're testing it.
Yay! Get over there on the hard stuff, James. Oh, forgot. Excellent.
Oh, it's been an eventful afternoon testing Fugly's abilities and discovering when they don't work. But we've pulled up early for this evening. The northern end of the Flinders Ranges, I think, somewhere near Lee Creek. I'm actually standing on the old Gan train line. It's actually a beautiful afternoon. There's the van down there. Some of the mountains. I gather that is the start of the Flinders Ranges down there.
Just found a beautiful camping area along the road into Angoracini. Just going down a track in the Flinders Ranges area. Some of the beautifulest gums I've ever seen. Beautiful, amazing.
So yesterday afternoon we went down a track that looked interesting to drive down, and we came across a crossing that had the bank washed away on the other side. So it had a little vertical bank there, which was probably yeah, it's probably as high as the spotlights on the front of the car. And I thought I'd give it a crack to see whether we'd be able to make it up there. And we did, and that was fine. But coming back, the tow bar hooked up on it, coming back down, tow bar in the rear step. So we ended up stuck for probably a good half an hour, and I actually had to jack up the back of axle and pack some things under the axle and dig all around the tow bar and all that sort of thing, put the tracks under it, and we got out. But when I was thinking about that last night, one of the things that struck me as very odd with the way this car works is that I still seem to have one back wheel spinning, obviously the one that didn't have any weight on it because it was pretty much hanging. And I thought the way these things worked, that the computer should brake that wheel, apply braking to that wheel and stop it, so the other wheels would then share that drive. And that didn't seem to happen. I don't know whether that was because I was, I didn't want to keep spinning the wheels. So as soon as it started spinning, I stopped because I didn't want to be digging the holes and making the car in deeper, because they were actually in the sandy gravel of the riverbed. So I don't know whether you've got to keep the thing going longer before it works out that you want to go, but it was odd. It didn't appear that the front wheels were spinning either, like it did not. It was definitely in four-wheel drive and low range, but it was odd. So I have to need to understand that, because certainly it seemed pretty useless in that situation. And yet this morning we just drove up a little loose, steep, rutty little climb up to a lookout, and it did that easy as pie. So I think I need to understand this vehicle and probably, how that system exactly works and how long it takes to work and, all that sort of thing. But this is a lovely spot. We're going to have breakfast here.
Okay, so we're coming to see the top of the Flinders Ranges over there. We're coming out of the National Park, back towards the highway. What is the highway, James?
We're going to Hawker.
Going to Hawker. What is the highway out there? We came down on? I don't know. It's not the Stewart Highway, obviously. No. Going to Hawker. So most amazing place out of where we just come. Not this end of it, more the top end, around, I can't remember the name of the range. Oh my god, the gorge, something, anyway. We'll edit that in. Parcharilla or something. Parachalina Gorge. Yeah, stunning. We'll be back. We will be back. Look at that. So there's the Flinders Ranges. We think we'll paint a pound.
Possibly.
In here as well. It's a bit hard to put it on film and how beautiful it is. It's rather spectacular. A lot of these, like big double gums to drive through. Not drive through, but drive past. There might be another one here, isn't there? Gum trees here are some of the biggest and most spectacular I have ever seen. Let's find out what they are. Absolutely. Oh, here's big flats, James. Look at that. Absolutely stunning.